my opinion, I don't use stealth. I think it's a little bit much, and I prefer using this. So this is what we're going to use. We're going to use Bird's Bliss, which is BOP. We're going to use Hard Light Shield. We're going to use our Supercharged Generator. We use Photon Blast, and we use Defibrillator, which is our group power heal. This is our finisher. We'll use that because of Batman Who Laughs. And then our group shield. So, for our mods, Restoration Power, whatever, this is Supercharged Battle Drone, Escalating Replenishing Crocs, doesn't matter, Hardy, doesn't matter, and Tumbling Master doesn't really matter. I use Health and Vit here. You can use the 371. This gives a little bit more health and Vit, so I use it. And yeah, that's it. And then our trinket, we use a 5% health trinket. Our Omax, it gives 5% health. And then our Vit trinket. Our spec is going to be hybrid. Max, crit this, crit power. I max out Vit. I don't have enough skill points to max out health. I probably will in a bit, but need 60 more. And then I'll max out health. And yes, so we put the rest into health because of these two arts. So just a quick caveat, trolling is definitely a pretty expensive role. You need a lot of arts. I'm missing Brand of Hecate, but I'm going to get that. I have enough. Because of the wolf pack, I have like 4 or 5 200s I can dump. So I'll do that next time. And my rings is only 124, but that really doesn't make a difference at all. And here is what you're going to do. So, first thing, Amulet of Rao. Here's what it does. It makes your debuff 50% stronger. Makes your debuffs apply to everyone. 8 adds. And then, what does it do? And deals damage over time. That's pretty minute. It doesn't really matter at all. Then Bop, it gives you a power, which basically does all 3 debuffs at once. And it doesn't stun ads. So I use it because it doesn't stun ads. So when you're tanking, it doesn't fuck up your tank's CCs. So I use that, it doesn't do anything, but if I use something like Stasis Field, see how it stuns them? That fucks up the tank CCs, the ads are gonna break out, become immune, bam, group wipe. And then the last slot is what I swap. So I swap in, I'll show you my rotation, but basically I pop my claw, then I pop my rings, and then I pop my cog, always get cog, and I do my tetra, and then I do parasite, and then I dump a couple of group powers, make sure the group always has power. Then for allies, we have Death Metal, gives a debuff, Supercharged Generator, and Batman Who Laughs. So I'm going to queue up for this raid. For going in, I'm going to pop a Vit Soda and a Compound. So usually if the group has a lot of gadgets DPS or very power hungry might powers, I will use a Vit Soda. If the group is more Elec or less power hungry powers, I use a health cookie, which gives 5% health and content. All my mods are Vit, just so you give out the most power possible. A trinket belt that we talked about, and yeah, that is what we do. Let's start with this. So before the thing, I pop rings. Get my claw buff. Always get your claw buff out. And pop this. Next thing, I'm going to do Parasite first this time. Usually I try to get Cog out, but I forgot, honestly. This time I'm going to do that, and you guys can just love it. The only hard part about trolling right now is trying to keep up the gadgets DPS's power. So the best way to do it is you want to keep everyone as powered as possible, but also get your buffs up. This is my Cog buff. I really don't want to drop buffs as a troll. And the reason I use my Max Shazam is because this way I can have permanent super where my DPS aren't running. So here we got that. I can pop another super. The only reason I can do that so much is because I'm running Shazam and 2 supercharged generators. It's a little bit hard to commentate while you're trolling just because you have to go in your inventory so much, but that's really what I like to show. So I did not summon my backups. I'm going to summon my backups at the start of the fight. And then we're going to go back into this trinket. And then during the fight, if I see it, I'm going to use my Philosopher's Stone with my supply drop. But you really just want to try to get as much power out as possible and make sure you keep all your buffs up. That's really the best way to do it. If all of your buffs stay up, that's a happy group, and all your DPS have power, that's also another sign of a happy group. So that's usually what I try to do. So this thing, I'm gonna pop my shield, pop my thing, and I always try to use my finisher. So what the finisher does is it gives a ton of a defense debuff on the boss. See right there, I missed something, that was really bad. I should try to do that because now my rotations are a little bit slower and I'm not giving as much power. When this ad spawns, I try to lunge it usually so that it doesn't kill the tank. Oh, we gonna have to jump. The hardest part is just trying to stay alive, honestly. So I'm gonna look to do my next, after I get all my buffs up, I'm gonna do a Philosopher's and a Techniques. But I want to make sure I keep all my buffs up. The next thing is here, I'm gonna do my Philos. There we go, that's for the group. And I keep my buffs up and keep power dumping. I'm trying to give as much power to the group as I can. And so the thing about, so that's reflect right there, so I don't want to hit her. Something about your buff is it actually does, so I don't want to drop my buff, so I reiterate myself that way so I can still do my weapon combo and give my claw buff, but this way I don't hit the reflecting Wonder Woman and kill myself. I always try to use my finisher, that gives a really big debuff, and if I ever am really struggling with power, I will switch up my loadout and put in Death Metal Batman as my secondary support ally instead of either Batman Who Laughs or instead of Shazam. I really do enjoy using Shazam because I think it makes it so much easier to just pop my group shield off cooldown. None of these DPS are struggling for power at all. A lot of them are. I don't actually know if anyone is a gadget's really hungry, power hungry. So pick up over here. I'm going to try to get it. Nope, someone else got it. It's all good. That's reflex. She phased out of it. So we're going to watch out. We're going to look for the jump. Here comes the jump. Okay, now we get back to our swap. So I'm running low on power here, but that's okay. I really want to try to get a group super out as soon as I can. That's why Scrap is so important, because it lowers the cooldown. I'm going to pop a shield so I don't die there. Hope this guy blocks. He is blocking, which is very nice. Make sure my cog's up. I'm going to take damage here from this tape. It's not plus. And we don't have to worry about that. That was really frustrating because I got body blocked by that guy, but it's okay. We're going to keep my health buffs up. Try to keep my might buffs up. Burning this group is not best, but it's alright. We're just going to hope to make sure everything is pretty even. I got my bit trinket back. I'm going to use that. Here we go. Try to keep giving power to the group. And I just realized why the burn's so bad. We have 2 healers for some reason. It's not my favorite thing. Wonder Woman might do her weird lunge thing. Actually, we're going to reset this. Yeah. Do need a little bit more marks. Obviously, I don't know if you can see, but my troll side. Yeah. Am I bugged or something? Can't move. That's weird. Does that have something with the reset? God, I forgot about this. Okay. So again, here, ready? First thing, debuff, claw, cog buff, tetra buff, parasite buff, group super, rinse and repeat, and always be power dumping all cooldown. Make sure the group has power. That's your one priority. You never want to be that troll that can't power. That's why I see trolls that run like Dom mods and all stuff like that, spec health, and like, yeah, you're buffing, you're giving a little bit more practice, a little bit more might to the group, but what you're missing is you're not giving enough power out to your DPSs and your healers and everything like that. And that's where I think trolling is the most important. We gotta be really careful not to die here, because we hang together, he's doing a good job. We gotta make sure that we're keeping all our buffs up, which is the hardest thing when you get into ads like this, because this group is definitely relatively power hungry. Some of these DPSs, we got a couple of gadget Frex in here, we got a couple of Matrix Ebon, so we're just really trying to keep all our buffs up and keep the group power at the same point. Plus is struggling a little bit. I am going to use Green Super because we have 2 green spammers and I can afford to do that. Still make sure I have max super, so that's important. And the next thing I'm going to do here during the cutscene is I'm going to say, do you want me to lasso or not? Want me to lasso or no? So I do have a 160 lasso, so I am able to lasso, which is very nice. Gives me the option to help the group out. Let's see how their power in is looking. Got some good damage here. Damage is looking pretty good. Plus doing well. Sure. I don't mind. Okay. I shall. So I'm going to lasso, which means I'm actually going to take out my Hard Light Shield, put in Mesmerizing Lasso, and move my lasso over into my swap arts. So what lassoing does is on this second boss here, you bring all the ads away from the boss so the boss doesn't get buffed. So since we're in a pretty late in the DLC, it's actually totally okay to not do this and have the tank just kite. So this is the hardest part about controlling this, is that you really want to make sure you're giving power while this is happening. That's the hardest part. Hopefully, since I'm doing this, the group should be able to just absolutely smoke the boss while the tank holds him still. But we'll see. So remember, debuff. Okay. Petra, Cog, Rings, Parasite, Group Super, and Group. So you don't actually need to lunge on a Reg, but I like to do it. And another thing is, because I am using Lasso, I can use my Telestole, which is another group health buff, which means I can get more buffs out to the group, which I obviously love doing. Because the more health I have, the more I love the group. So the next thing I'm going to do, so she phases in between the E and the A in her name. So as I see she's coming to phase, what I'm going to do is put my Philos on. That way the group doesn't have to worry about power at all while I'm trying to pull the ads together. So she's about to phase right about now. I think I dropped my Philos a little bit early. But what I'm going to do is actually pop a super, pop all my buffs up. And now I'm going to switch my lasso on. And here we go. These ads are about to spawn. I pull these three go together, and I'm constantly spamming my group recharge, right? Okay, these ads are coming. I'm going to pull these together, bring these all together. Now, once they're together, I'm going to debuff, put this on. Now I'm going to start on again. I'm trying to get all my buffs up. Okay, I need to put lasso back on. Here we go. Put it. There we go. Bring all these guys together, and we got one. So now I'm going to keep trying. I got one more. Be careful about it blowing up. We bring them all together. I stun them. Start getting my buffs out. Here we go. Try to stun them again. Put my lasso back on and pull them all together. And so now this is the third set of ads. So the doors are going to move. So we got to be a little bit wary about the doors moving. The tank should be moving the ads a little bit to the middle. Thankfully, the group's burn was very good, so we don't even have to worry about that at all. And now we just run around. So I'm actually going to pop my OMAC, pop this trinket, and switch. And why I switch here is so I can bring all these ads together and not worry about it. We got to watch out a little bit. I'm actually not going to get that pickup. I'm hoping someone else can. Unfortunately, they didn't. But I am trying to pull these ads together so they die and not actually overwork. And then I'm going to pull the water golems, bring all these together. I am going to pop my group super. I'm not really sure why the DPSs aren't killing these, but I would love if they would so that I don't have to do this and I can keep giving power. I'm going to do one more pull. Try to get this one out. Look like he's going to get buffed one time. Let's get rid of that, and there we go. So now everything's done. I can go back to giving all my power and all my buffs as I usually do. Watch out for that. She's stomping. Here we go. It's a stomp. We're going to roll it. And I'll do that. Put this back on. I haven't hit Parasite in a while. Oh no, I got to do that. Looks like I'm going to drop my orb. Maybe it'll kill her off. I'm hoping it does. I get one more shield. And hopefully that does finish this boss off. There's a chance she does one more super speed, but I hope not. Very nice job from everyone in the group. Really nicely done. I feel bad I didn't get that pickup because I was trying to make sure that all the ads were grouped up and stunned, and I was keeping my buffs up, so I did not get the pickup. In hindsight, I think I should have stunned and went for the pickup. I thought that because we had 2 heals, I didn't need to, but obviously I feel bad. If I was the DPS, I'd be very upset in that scenario. Obviously, plus now he's down a few mil because he was out at the end. That's very unfortunate. And I feel bad. So now I'm going to move my lasso back over to where my other arts are. Bring all my other arts together. And for this boss, I don't like doing max because I really try to keep my buffs up, keep everything collected. The one thing I will do is I'll try to do one really quick. I'll grab all my buffs and then I'll do a really close one. I'll try to get one of these close portals so that I can do it quickly, throw the ball into the group, and then keep my buffs up. Unfortunately for me, it looks like the group's not doing the best job doing max. We gotta watch out. These bombs are going off. I'm gonna try to be getting cogs while I am debuffing the boss and doing everything. This is the hardest part. Because I'm pretty comfortable in this raid, I'm pretty comfortable just doing this and not worrying about dying. I know what'll kill me, when I can block, when I can be in my inventory. And that's really the thing about trolling, is you want to be very comfortable with the raid. You want to spend a lot of time in here so you know when you're safe to be in your inventory, buffing and swapping cards. The one thing I will say about this raid is it's not too bad. I'm going to try to get Hecate here, maybe putting on grab it. He did. It's a good job. And I actually fucked up and I went into OMAC, which I'm a little bit upset about because I don't like doing that. Because I always complain when people do that in my groups, and it just wasn't smart of me. Unfortunately, it happens sometimes. People make mistakes. As soon as I'm out of OMAC, I'm going to try and help out. Thankfully, everyone's in max, so I'm going to keep my buffs up and just help out the group. I'm going to look as he pulls in. Didn't pull in this time. I'm going to keep my group shield up and then save my next group shield if it's up for when people transfer. Buffs up. Okay, my trinkets are up. Pulled in, I roll out of it. Got up, claw, round. Bomb over there I'm going to try to get. And I think Hecate is probably going to go loose soon. So I'm going to pop this. Yup. Oh, wow. That was very unfortunate. That was a really bad mistake by me. And I might be out for the rest of the run. That was just really stupid on my part. Hoping that they can do some really good pickups here. And I can get her. I'm really sorry, group. That was a really stupid mistake on my part, and it shouldn't have happened. I feel really bad about it, and that was a bad mistake. Almost caused the group to wipe. Thankfully, they recovered very well. We got some very good players in here, and it worked out. But again, that was almost 100% my fault. I'm going to try to get some pickups and do some cogs so I can healers can just heal. And I'm going to try to keep the power up and get some cogs so we don't die to these bombs. You got to jump over these so you don't take damage. Got the last one. Here we go, going in. Now we can DPS. This boss is a little bit hard because she charges and you got to be a little bit pay attention. So I'm gonna block. Here we go. You want to block this. She's charging. I'm gonna roll out of that. She's got to do her lasso. You're gonna block it. Okay. Now that you can block, you can go back to your arc swapping. I'm gonna drop an orb on her. Hecate escaped. I'm gonna try to pick her up again. It's very frustrating. I got the feed. I got her. It's a mistake, but it's okay. And there we go. The run is over. Very good job all around. I made a couple mistakes here and there, but overall, it was a pretty good run, and hopefully that was a decent idea on how some of the endgame players troll. Thank you guys for watching.